I still remember that night. The sound of the rain, heavy and endless, hitting the windshield. It wasn't just a storm. It felt like the sky wanted to bury everything in darkness. I was alone, driving home from a late shift. The road ahead was empty, surrounded by trees that looked like shadows watching me. At first, I didn't notice the car behind me. Just a pair of headlights far back. But the longer I drove, the more I realized those lights weren't getting any farther. Every turn I took, they followed. Every speed change, they matched. I told myself not to panic. It's just someone heading the same way, I thought. But that road, Old Creek Road, doesn't lead anywhere. There are no houses, no shops, no reason to be out there after midnight. The rain was getting worse. My wipers moved so fast, I could barely see through the glass. When I looked in the mirror again, the headlights were closer. Too close. Uncomfortably close. I slowed down. The car behind slowed down too. I sped up. They did the same. That's when my stomach dropped. Something wasn't right. Someone was following me. Pulled over near an old gas station, the one that had been shut down for years. The sign was rusted. The windows were boarded up, and everything was quiet, except for the rain. The car behind me stopped too, just a few meters away. Then, its headlights turned off, completely dark. I could barely make out the shape. A black SUV. Tints on the windows. No license plates. Nothing. That's when I called 911. My hands were shaking so badly that I almost dropped the phone. When the dispatcher answered, I could barely form words. "Someone's following me," I said. "I'm near Old Creek Road, by the abandoned gas station." The woman's voice was calm. She told me to stay inside the car. She said officers were on their way. She asked me to stay on the line. I said okay, but then I heard it. A door closing. Not mine, the SUV's. I held my breath. The rain had softened, but every sound outside seemed louder now. Footsteps. Slow, steady, crunching on wet gravel. "He's getting out," I whispered. The dispatcher asked me to describe him, but I couldn't see anything. It was too dark. Then, knocking. Not on the window, on the trunk. 3 times. I froze. The dispatcher kept asking if I was okay. I couldn't speak. The knocking came again, closer this time. Then a voice. A man's voice. Calm. Almost friendly. "You shouldn't have stopped. That was all I needed to hear. I started the car and hit the gas. My tires spun on the wet road. I heard something scrape the side of my car as I sped away. I didn't care. I just drove. The dispatcher's voice faded in and out. She kept saying, "Stay calm. Keep driving. Help is coming." But the longer I drove, the emptier the road felt. Like the world had disappeared, and it was just me, and whatever that was, behind me. By the time I reached town, the SUV was gone. I parked right outside the police station. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. 2 officers came out, took my statement. They said they'd check the area, told me to go home and rest. I should have gone home and never looked back. But I couldn't stop thinking about that voice, the way he said it, like he knew me. Like it wasn't the first time he'd followed someone. 2 days later, my friend Jake called me. He said he got a call from my number, but I never called him. He said he answered and heard breathing, slow and steady. Then a voice whispered, "You shouldn't have stopped." They found my car 2 miles from where I made the 911 call. The engine was cold. The doors were open. My phone was on the passenger seat, still connected to the call. The line was silent. And me? They never found me. Just tire tracks in the mud, and one single handprint on the trunk. 3 fingers, pressed deep like something wanted to climb in.